What's going on, guys? G2 here. Welcome back to the channel. And today we're talking about 300 Blackout. We did a video on gas port sizes for AR-15s. You guys wanted 300 Blackout, so here you go. So welcome back, everyone. If you're watching this video, chances are you got a 300 Blackout that is either overgassed, undergassed, not cycling, etc. Now, from all the comments that I have been fielding over the last couple years in regards to AR malfunctions, I will say this, I've said it before and I'll say it again. 99% of the reasons why your AR or gun is not cycling is because it's not broken in, right? You need to go through a break-in period of at least, on the low end, 500 rounds, high end, 1,500, 2,000, until you can start getting some sense of consistent performance. Okay, so let's make sure that's checked off the box before we start digging into other things. Second issue that I see all too frequently is the obsession with short-barreled rifles. I'm going to go into the 300 Blackout here. I'm going to show you a diagram with all the port sizes, which is what you want, but I want to kind of lead up to that. The AR-15 gas system was not designed and is not optimized to run in a short-barreled system. At the minimum, 14.5-inch barrel is the minimum spec that you can run reliably. Anything below that and you're just going to have issues and you're constantly going to be trying to fix the problem. Below 14.5, 12.5, 10.5, 6-inch barrel, it's just not designed for that kind of use the way that the gas system is. And let's go into gas systems, right? So there's, for this all intents and purposes, we're dealing with really three types of gas systems for rifles. The first one is a direct impingement, and that is what the AR-15 uses. It has a gas block, it has a gas tube. The gas tube goes into the bolt carrier group, and that's what's used to cycle the gun. Here's an example. So the shorter you make that distance of the gas to go from the gas block down the gas tube to the bolt carrier group, the more problems you're going to have. Now, not only are you going to have cycling issues, but the shorter the barrel is, you're going to have accuracy issues as well. That's why AR-15s are optimized at 16.5-inch barrels all the way up to 20. The more times that round can cycle through your barrel and spin and get the necessary spin to keep it on target is what's important. The shorter you make that, the less time the bullet has to spin, and it's just going to drop off very quickly with hardly any accuracy. You're asking for trouble by trying to do a rifle caliber round in a short barreled system. It's just not the way it works. So this is the argument that you guys get. Well, what about the AK? AKs go short. AK-74s, AK-47s, they can run in short barreled systems, and that's correct because now we're talking about a different gas system. So the AK system uses what's called a long stroke piston. It doesn't have a gas tube. It has a piston, which is just like your piston in your car. It's a rod that runs here, and it has a flat end on the end that pushes the bolt back. The gas comes up here, it engages the piston, shoots the piston down, cycles the rifle. This is an extremely reliable system, and you can run it short, you can run it with high-powered ammunition, low-powered ammunition, because that piston is what's driving the system, not necessarily the gas that's pushing back on the bolt carrier group like in a direct impingement system. So your first option is if you want to go into a AR style, and that 300 Blackout, Creedmoor, Beowulf, standard 223-556, whatever it is, if it has that AR-15 style, upper receiver, lower receiver, and you're in direct impingement and you want to run it short, you need to change, well, you don't need to. The best way to get that rifle to function reliable is to change it to a gas piston driven system. And that will require you to get a new bolt carrier group and a new gas system. It's a little more expensive, but it will allow you to run both suppressed and unsuppressed with zero issues and zero adjustments needed. What about like a pistol caliber carbine, right? Like let's think of like a MP5, right? Or a AR-15 and 9mm 45, 40 Smith & Wesson. Why do they work? Well, now we're talking about a completely different gas system. So, in my opinion, if you want something short, get away from the rifle calibers and go to the pistol caliber. 9mm 45, 40 Smith & Wesson. And do something like this, right? So this is a 6-inch barrel, 9mm AR-15. The upper is a standard AR-15 upper. Nothing special about it. The lower is different. The lower is a pistol lower. So what it does is it allows it, one, to take pistol magazines, in this case Glock, and it also has, because now we're dealing with a completely different gas system, a blowback system, where the gas, there's no gas tube, there's no gas block. The gas all creates right here and blows the bolt back and allows it to cycle. Okay? So again, much more reliable, and you don't really need to worry about anything else if you're going that route. These lower receivers are designed for pistol calibers and the pistol caliber bolt. See, it's got his extractor right here built in. It's not built into the bolt carrier group. It's right here. If you look at the bolt itself, much heavier bolt, but what's missing, right? There's no gas key, okay? Because there's no reason for a gas key. Heavy system, the bolt locks in, and then it creates all that pressure and energy to cycle the round once that expansion of the gas happens basically in the chamber of the rifle. So I think this is a great option if you want to go with something short barreled. But if you are bought in on trying to make a short barreled system work in a rifle caliber carbine, is what we're going to call it, a standard rifle, and you need to expand your gas port on your 300 Blackout, here are the things you need to know. So I'm throwing up right here on the screen. This is a diagram that shows exactly, take a screenshot of it and see what's going on. Now I'm gonna always say this, that drilling into your barrel should be an absolute last resort, because if you mess it up, you're basically throwing away the barrel. So if you're gonna go down this route, be prepared to mess up. Be prepared to ruin a completely good barrel, and also be prepared that if you're thinking of using this both suppressed and unsuppressed, and you expand that gas port, there is a pretty good chance that one will work and one will not. There's no good answer to this, and I would urge you strongly to not drill out your gas port. The manufacturers make them to spec. They are correct. If your rifle can't work with the way that the barrel is set up, chances are your rifle is not set up in the right way. So I'm going to leave you the information. I'm going to let you do what you think is best. But my personal opinion is if you want a short barreled system, go with a pistol caliber carbine and a pistol caliber receiver. and you will have no issues to do anything and run it any way that you want. Or switch that over, that direct impingement AR-15, to a gas piston driven system, and you won't need gas blocks or any of that stuff either. It's just going to run like a dream. So until next time, make sure that you're practicing safe weapon handling at all times and treating every weapon as if it was loaded. God bless America. Good luck. G2 out.